getting real tricky. Go through the season, games being officiated one way, and then you get in the playoffs, and then it's like, I guess it's left to the interpretation of the three individual guys that's doing the job out there. But
and here we go with the excuses. What's up, world? Welcome back to Charge the Game podcast. I'll be your host here, Chuck, and man, oh man, it is OV for them Lakers. Laker Nation, I know you guys are pretty tight right now, man, but we're going to get into this thing about the Lakers and Darvin Ham trying to blame the referees. Darvin Ham, out of all people, trying to blame the referees for the Lakers' shortcomings. But before we get into that, I want to ask you guys to do me a huge favor, man. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Keep your boy in these algorithms. Thank you so much for the love and support. Back to the video. Man, oh my gosh. All I got 3 words. Who's your daddy? Oh my goodness. The Lakers, man. The Lakers. LeBron James, I'll give it to him. He showed up and he showed out. Okay? I'm not going to take anything from LeBron James. He did his job for the most part of the game. It seems like he turned back the clock. You saw defensive efforts. You saw offensive efforts. And you just saw LeBron James is doing it all. And I knew the whole time, like the energy that he's exhausting, you know what I'm saying? I knew that it was going to catch up, and I get it. You know, maybe the Balco juice can only sustain for 3 quarters. But guess what? The 4th quarter, he seemed to kind of show he seemed to show that he was kind of winded, right? And the whole time the Lakers were playing the Denver Nuggets, all I saw was they were not too far behind. Now, they did get that gigantic lead, you know what I'm saying? And it had me worried a little bit because I am pulling for the Denver Nuggets. I am a huge Jamal Murray fan, and he definitely showed up last night with the game time buzzer beater all in AD's mouth. Oh my goodness. So yeah, the Lakers played pretty good that whole game. I think some of the rotations to me were a little bit off. Prince being in the game, I felt like he was doing a lot more fouling. He had a few shots, a few big time shots, you know what I'm saying, that kept the Lakers with that lead. But the sad thing about this, guys, the Lakers did all of that, and the Denver Nuggets were still in control. They were not too far behind. D-Lo shot all the threes he wanted, but it just seems like the Denver Nuggets were more efficient, man. Like, it seemed like they knew exactly what the plan was. They stuck with it. And the Lakers came out fiery. They came out playing the defense like crazy, right? Locking everybody up. And Mike Malone quickly adjusted, called the timeout. Mike Malone, we got to give it up to him, man. He's a good coach. You know what I'm saying? He constantly reminds LeBron James who he is. I mean, this is an overall balanced team. LeBron James he struggles against teams that are teams, right? He struggles against teams that are everybody plays their role, plays their position. LeBron James shines against one superstar. If it's one superstar on a bad team, LeBron James is going to win all day. But if it's a balanced team, like the Spurs, the Dallas Mavericks, when LeBron James faced them, like teams like that, Golden State Warriors, people who can shoot the ball and not need to depend on a superstar so heavily, those are the teams that LeBron James struggle against. You know what I'm saying? And last night, LeBron James, I do not see the Lakers. That's demoralizing, first of all. That dagger, the game AD had, the game D-Lo had, right? That dagger is going to stick in their craw. It's going to be hard to fight that game 3. You know what I'm saying? Like, you put all your energy into game 2. First of all, the altitude is ridiculous out there. So not only are you exhausted, you get a day's rest. You still have to train. You still have to practice. It's not looking good for the Lakers, man. And LeBron James will be swept again. And I think LeBron James was fighting more not to be swept, you know what I'm saying, than to win the series. Because LeBron James knows that they just can't do anything good against the Denver Nuggets. You know what I'm saying? Like, Anthony Davis came out and gave it his all, fight of his life. He was giving it to Joker. I will give it to him, but Joker was giving it back. You know what I'm saying? Joker is one of those Tyson Fury type bodies who's fundamentally sound, mentally, you know what I'm saying? He just knows how to play the game. And Where Joker is killing AD is with that spin move. This dude knows how to spin 10 times before he lays the ball up, throwing that elbow everywhere, killing Anthony Davis' ass. Let's talk about D'Angelo Russell, man. The Lakers, LeBron James, you can't blame D'Angelo Russell. You tried to blame him last game, the first game, when you had 7 turnovers. D-Lo did have an off night, but it wasn't all on him because he was +2 on the court. Let's just be honest. So LeBron James is going to blame somebody. Darvin Ham, you might as well get your oh my goodness, Darvin Ham went out like a chump. You know what I'm saying? You might as well get your bags and get your bald head ass out of here, man. You know, Darvin Ham, he just looks like one of those guys that's at the cookout talking about stuff he doesn't know and just along for the ride. Every time I see Darvin Ham, I don't really take him seriously. It just seems like he's a puppet for LeBron James, and his rotations are off to me. That's just my opinion. But he had some interesting things to say after the game. You guys check this out.
It's tough. Some tough calls, some tough non-calls. But, you know, you can't use any of that as an excuse. You got to go out there and be ready to make plays, whether the whistle gets blown or not. It's getting real tricky. Go through the season, games being officiated one way, and then you get in the playoffs, and then it's like, I guess it's left to the interpretation of the 3 individual guys that's doing the job out there. But all that said, you just have to know that, it stings. Remember this feeling as we take it back home to LA, and we got to give them that same feeling in Game 3.
Wow, what a weak ass cop out. And this goes to prove his maturity as a head coach. You know what I'm saying? Because a real head coach, or you know, think about the NFL, right? The quarterbacks, the head coach, man, they handle things very differently. You know what I'm saying? They fall on the sword, and that's a political position. Darvin Ham, your job is to fall on the sword. He goes on to say that, you know, they officiate the game one way in the regular season and one way postseason. Dude, you've been with LeBron James, what, 2-3 years now? You had no problems last season when you guys were getting the whistle, and all through the regular season you guys were getting the whistle. So I'm confused, Darvin Ham. Stop trying to, you know what I'm saying, you're contradicting yourself, first of all, but stop trying to make it a valid statement. You sound stupid. I mean, like, for real, you sound dumb, and you sound like you are in over your head. That's what I see every time I look at Darvin Ham. I think he's in over his head, and I think that he's trying to make an excuse. Goes on to say that he's not trying to blame the referees, and, you know, no matter what, we can't blame them. But then goes on a 30-second soliloquy on what the refs were doing. You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate Charles Barkley for standing up for D'Angelo Russell and calling out Darvin Ham. Let's listen to what he had to say.
I didn't like that rule. What rule? About the officials had nothing to do with that game. Well, he's a coach. Yeah, I don't care who you are. They made every play down the stretch, and so did the Nuggets. This had nothing to do with the officiate, man. Give them Nuggets credit, man. The person I want to get the most credit for is D'Angelo Russell. You know, he's been killed on television the last 48 hours. He really stepped up tonight.
Thank you, Charles Barkley. That's why I like Charles Barkley when it comes to stuff like this. Because you got to live with Charles Barkley. You love him and you hate him, and you hate him and you love him. But times like this, when he's just being thoroughly honest and not caring about what people have to say, they scolded D'Angelo Russell. And it takes people like this in the media to go against LeBron James, because that's what Charles Barkley's doing. He's like, hey, man, y'all not finna keep blaming all these people around LeBron James and acting like LeBron James is perfect. Even in this game, there were certain things that I felt like LeBron James, you know what I'm saying, could have done better at times. You know what I'm saying? But let's give it to D'Angelo Russell, man. He had the hot hand, and he was giving it to everybody. You know what I'm saying? So they pick and choose these players that play alongside LeBron James. They beat him up, and then they want these players to show up and be them best selves. That's hard to do constantly when you're getting grilled for a game that you're not even truly playing, because D'Angelo Russell can't really play his game the way he wants when LeBron James is on the court, and it shows. D'Angelo Russell plays his game when LeBron James is off of the court because of the pressure. LeBron James and his body language. LeBron James breathing hard, huffing and puffing, pouting all last game. Now, I'm going to be curious to see who they blame this time. You just got to do what Charles Barkley said, man. You got to give it to the Denver Nuggets at the end of the day. You guys play defense. They play better offense. Jamal Murray killing them. He's been off a little bit. You know, I know he was recovering from the injury and stuff like that. But, man, this man shows up in the playoffs, and they do not fear the Lakers at all. And I just don't see the Lakers fighting back from this because, you know, this was devastating. This was a dagger. And, you know, it's going to be hard for a lot of the people who do not have this experience on the Lakers roster to swallow this. I understand that they're supposed to begin, you know, Vando and Christian Woods back, but I think that this is already done for. Darvin Ham is on his last leg, and I'm quite sure after this season that it's going to be over with. So you guys let me know what y'all think about this. Laker Nation, weigh in. What happened? You know what I'm saying? You guys had the league, and you could not keep it. Can't blame nobody but yourselves. Weigh in with your thoughts, comments, and concerns. If you guys found any value to my videos, all I ask you guys to do is subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit this like button, keep your boy in the algorithms, and stay tuned for my next videos. Thank you so much for the love and support. Like always, let me know how you charge the game. Peace.